We need boundaries, but we need to enforce consequences for those boundaries. And I'm going to talk about boundaries now. I'm going to do a quick sidestep here because boundaries is another topic. There's only 2 boundaries that you need, truly. All the other boundaries can come later, but without these first 2, you're not going anywhere. Number 1, no contact with affair partners, no porn. And I know those sound like they're 2 separate, but I lump them into one. In other words, no acting out. Period. No acting out, not acceptable. No contact, no texting, no porn, no whatever. No acting out. That's boundary number 1. Boundary number 2, individual therapy. Individual therapy. This isn't marriage. This isn't couples counseling. All those patterns I talked about before, those need to get dug out. The core why, the root cause of the actual why needs to get dug out, and that is in individual therapy. Some people can do it in group coaching. That's fine. That's actually how I created courses, was through group coaching. But most people need individual therapy, especially if they're emotional suppressors. And this is it's a very, very grotesque example, but it came to me one day and I thought, you know what, maybe the grosser, the more impact it'll have. But I want you to, again, imagine our brains evolved in pictures, which is why I'm always talking to you guys from that perspective of imagining things. I want you to imagine that you have been told that you're going to die tomorrow. You're going to get hit by a bus and die tomorrow. But if you put your whole arm in fire and leave it there without any restraints, just your own free will, you leave your arm in fire for 10 minutes, you will live. How many people do you think could actually keep their whole arm in fire for 10 minutes straight without any restraints, free will only, even when death is on the other side? Not many people could do that. I don't know if anybody could do that. And again, I know it's a very grotesque example, but I want to tell you, when it comes to individual therapy, when it comes to digging out the root causes of the core why, when it comes to uncovering some of these really toxic patterns in our lives, we need support. Otherwise, basically, we're going to pretend that we're going to stick our arm in fire for 10 minutes. No, we're not going to be able to do it. Partners who say, oh, I don't need therapy, I'm going to read a couple books and watch a couple of videos. No, not going to happen, not going to work. You're putting a Band-Aid on a bleeding aorta. The individual work is truly what has to happen.